Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to take you guys through an absolutely awesome historic low Steam PC game deal. While it's not necessarily my cup of tea, a game discounted this heavily and as well known of a game that it is, definitely warrants to be mentioned. And I do want to highlight a couple of other deals that are games a little bit more up my alley. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But first of all, The Long Dark is 90% off for $3.49. This is in fact a historic low price for The Long Dark, and I would say a very, very good deal. The Long Dark is a thoughtful exploration survival experience that challenges solo players to think for themselves as they explore an expansive frozen wilderness in the aftermath of a geomagnetic disaster. There are no zombies, only you, the cold, and all the threats of that Mother Nature can muster. Very positive reception on this one. All time 96,000 reviews, 91% positive. And with The Long Dark, you include both the survival mode and the Wintermute story mode. 90% off for $3.49 on that. They do have the standalone survival mode, but that's $9.99, so definitely get the game with the survival mode and the Wintermute story mode. Again, survival games not necessarily my cup of tea. I've made that abundantly clear for you guys, but for $3.49, and given how well this game has been received, and over the last, decade or so, this is one of the more notable PC game releases that I feel like have come out as far as attention goes. Not the biggest game for sure, but The Long Dark has always been one of those ones in the mix, so to speak. So for $3.49, I feel like that's quite a good deal and definitely would recommend that in terms of being 90% off, how well known it is, how well received it is as well. Probably a good little pickup there for $3.49. All right, now a couple of deals that are more in line with the games that I'll play. Forza Horizon 5 has just gotten a massive free update, the Horizon Realms update. It's totally free, and essentially what it does is it brings all of the timed events into one mode. There's some other content baked into it, but it is arguably the most expansive update that Forza Horizon 5 has ever had. It's to celebrate the launch on PlayStation 5 as well, and the base game is 50% off for $29.99. You can get the deluxe edition for $39.99. If you're gonna get with a higher end edition, I would recommend the premium edition that includes both expansions, the car pack, and all that kind of stuff. $49.99 on that. Yes, $49.99 is a lot, but Forza Horizon 5 is one of those games that I feel is exceptionally great and is well worth it. If you want to get the base game for $30, the $30 edition will still get you the free update. The Realms pack, you'll still be able to check that out, and you'll be able to enjoy that, and that is going to add a lot of life to the game as well. Forza Horizon has been one of my favorite franchises for a very long time. It's going to be one that I always go to bat for, and I've been big on games recently that are great podcast games. Look, there are times where I can sit down and I can get totally immersed for 4 to 6 hours and play a Clair Obscur Expedition 33, where I'm super invested into the narrative, the gameplay, the world, etc., etc., but there are other times, long day, whatever the case may be, I get home, I want to listen to a podcast, and I just want to relax for a while. Man, the Forza Horizon games fit that criteria so well. I will also say that Ubisoft open world games, as much as people will crap on them, myself as well, I feel like those games are perfect podcast games as well, but Forza Horizon 5 is an excellent one. On top of that, if you do just want to play the game without a podcast in mind, it's got a solid soundtrack, it's got some great visuals, and it works well either way. So $30 for that, premium edition for $50. Yes, it's pricey, but I would still say very much worth it. Next up, we got Resident Evil 4, the remake, 50% off for $19.99. The Gold Edition is $29.99. Look, I would just get the Gold Edition and get the Separate Ways DLC. Separate Ways is pretty good, a solid 3 to 4 hours of content, and I would say for that, it's worthwhile to go through for sure. Resident Evil 4 is just a phenomenal, phenomenal game. It's got 114,000 reviews, 97% positive, and 91 on Metacritic. I always say when it comes to the RE4 remake, you're taking one of the greatest video games of all time in Resident Evil 4, you're remaking it from the ground up and doing a damn good job with it. What do you get? One of the greatest video games of all time all over again. I really feel that strongly about the Resident Evil 4 remake. I think it's at that high of a level, and I would definitely recommend it. So A great deal there, $19.99 for the base game. Gold Edition at $29.99 is pretty good as well. I'll give a shout to Lords of the Fallen, man. Version 2.0, I think, is a solid update for the game. $19.79, 67% off on this. I've been going to bat for Lords of the Fallen for a while. Now, when this game initially came out, it was a disaster PC version. Paying $60 and getting this garbage of a PC version initially was a problem. It had a lot of technical issues on consoles as well, so keep that in mind. But the game now, I think, is quite good. A lot of performance updates, and you're talking about a lot of content refinements here with version 2.0 as well. They've introduced a Friends Pack, and the game itself, I think, is really good. Now, I am not the person, and I've always said this, I cannot break down every meticulous aspect about a Souls-like game. I'm just not that guy. I'm not that guy to be doing that. There's a lot of channels, there's a lot of people that break down the nuance, the minutia, the mechanics of a Souls-like game, and I really can't do that. However, I will say, for my money, a Souls-like game needs an ambiance, a setting, and an atmosphere that really engages me. You know, these challenging action RPGs in general, they need a great setting, they need a great backdrop, and I thought Lords of the Fallen had that. I thought the Realms gimmick added another layer to the game, and I just had a pretty good time with it. I'm not going to say it was a blowaway game. These Souls-like games, challenging action games, they're probably never going to be my favorite games that I play, unless, you know, you want to add Star Wars Jedi as far as those games being Souls-likes. I know some people describe them as Souls-likes. I kind of would disagree on that, but nonetheless, Star Wars Jedi is definitely, you know, in the mix for my favorite games. But Lords of the Fallen, while it's not that, I still had a good time with it, and with version 2.0, 1979, I think that's a pretty good deal. Lastly, I'll give a shout to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, just on the basis it's seeing its first major discount. It's only 25% off for $52.49. Look, Sparking Zero is a game that I feel like showcase that, yes, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, because while this game peaked at ridiculously high concurrent players on Steam, it also fell off really quickly, and people can point towards, you know, the balancing issues, there being a lack of post-content support, but I don't think this game was ever gonna be a game that, yes, it would have fared better if they had better post-launch support, but I think it was a game that a lot of that hype was built upon nostalgia, and people wanted to go back and play a game like this. They wanted to play around with all their favorite characters, but Tenkaichi was never going to be this super balanced competitive experience. However, could they have done a better job? There's a happy medium to all of this. Yes, they absolutely could have. I just don't think it was ever going to be extensively sustainable, hence why I said from the get-go when I was talking about this game pre-release that it would behoove Bandai Namco to have cross-platform play, not only in the sense that cross-platform play has become a standard and it should be available, but on the basis that the PC player base was always going to dwindle fairly quickly comparatively to the PlayStation audience, and that's what you see, 1,900 concurrent players now, and at some point it's going to be a fairly barren wasteland as far as playing online, so that's a bummer. I do think the single player component has a lot of depth, and if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you'll have a good time with it. I still really enjoyed Sparking Zero. $52.49 is way too high in my opinion at this stage of the game. I would say wait for it to be around the $30-$35 range at most, but given it's its first major discount, I thought I would give that a mention. Might want to check out the deluxe edition with the season pass as well. That's 20% off for $80. So, you know what? Yeah, definitely don't be paying $80 on this game, but just thought I would mention that. That'll do it for me. Again, The Long Dark, absolutely insane deal on that. Forza Horizon 5 has gotten a free update. Lords of the Fallen has a free update as well. RE4 is fantastic. And Sparking Zero, I think the price is too high, but it is the first major discount on the game, so I thought I would give that a mention. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.